Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. And it's another episode of the series Love and Soul Connections. And today we are coming with the topic of importance of emotional intimacy. And it's me, Irina Portnova, in the studio with my friend, Coach Elle. And we are going to deliver some knowledge how important is emotional intelligence. Elle,
Yes.
tell me what comes for you when we are talking about emotional intimacy.
Intimacy. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It comes, there's so many different things, but understanding that when you talk to your partner heart to heart, then it makes a totally different way of being together. If you like to hold hands when you go for a walk and discuss that and tell them or hold their hands, that would be intimacy that you're doing. The activities that you're doing together. And yes, holding hands is intimate. Or when you're talking about your past experiences, especially when you had any traumas or anything negative in your childhood, and your partner, when he or she knows about that, then like, for example, is consistency important for you because of your past experiences, then they would understand, and they will, when you talk to them in that space of heart to heart vulnerability and telling them from your heart, this is what has happened, that it's important for me to be consistent. And then it makes a total different about that interaction than before.
Yes, I love it. And like for me, what I noticed, there are a lot of emotionally unavailable couples. And
Yes.
I'm talking about from perspective, since I am a woman. I'm more, like knowing about the experience that there are a lot of guys who actually don't want to express their emotions, and they kind of keep everything to themselves. And a lot of times their partners don't even understand what they're thinking, what's on their mind. And obviously, when they are like emotionally closed, it creates that gap in the
Yeah.
relationship, right? When
Yeah.
people don't understand each other, when people kind of very distant with each other, and it sort of like becomes, the thing is like, don't bother me because I'm just gonna explode.
Yes, exactly. In my past relationship, that's exactly what happened. I wanted to have that conversation, but my partner was not willing to go deep and have that conversation. And maybe we'll talk about it for like 2 seconds, and he was closed. And I understand today where he was or where he has been, because of his background and the trauma or the emotional blockage that he had from his childhood. But when you're in that stage and you want to have a beautiful connection with your partner, then you have, conversations, communication, talking about the past and what you want for the future with your life partner, that's essential. So sometimes, I get clients that after like 20-30 years of marriage, they come and say, I don't know what happened. And when we go deep and we talk about that, then they understand that sometime along the way, they lost the touch, that interaction to each other. That's why it ended up not working for that couple.
What comes for me is also, like two people have to be healed first before they
Yes.
come into relationship. Because if one person is healed and another one is wounded, it's, like it brings all that baggage to the relationship. And
Yes.
people like people get hurt. The good person get hurt, right? The healed person get hurt because they take it on themselves, everything, right? and the other person who is emotionally unavailable and who is not able to open up and really be there for another partner and even just to explain themselves, those are the people who create more issues, right? Not only for themselves but for the partnership itself. So I
Yes.
think it's very important to be aware of these things, and it's very important to
Yeah.
really get to know each other before you become even more serious in the relationship, to see if two people are actually ready for it, because emotional intimacy is so important as much as the physical, right? And to
Mhm.
me, it's even sometimes more important, because when I have a bad day or when I feel like I just want to unwind, it's great to come to the person that you can actually talk to, who is going to be like, sometimes all I need is just for them to hold the space for me. I don't
Exactly.
even have to have, like anything to listen from them, but rather just, like hug me and just be there for me. So I feel like I'm heard. I feel like I'm understood, and I feel like, like I just get all that from my shoulders.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes I had clients that they were not in that space of emotional intimacy, and but in their heart they wanted to see if there is a remedy for it, and so if that can make it work. Because of that, they have children, so they both did their own work. If they're both in that space that they want to do their work after they want to do it, yes, then it's possibility that they can each work on themselves and then process it together with their own coaches or whoever that they're working with. So yes, so there's two ways of doing it. If you're, but both parties have to be open to working on themselves and understanding what has happened, where they have been, and where they want to go in life. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's very important, right? When we talk about compatibility, right, as we were talking about it earlier on our episodes, it's physical intimacy, it's emotional intimacy, it's spiritual intimacy, it's intellectual, right, mental intimacy. So people have to be like really aligned with each other on all levels, because if one level is missing, it's already disbalance, right? It's going
Yeah.
to take a long time to kind of work it out. But I think it's so great to constantly learn how to express emotions, especially for the guys, right? Because we were in that culture where everybody was saying that the boys don't cry, you have to be strong, you don't have to express your emotions, right? And this is like such a wrong um, such a wrong way of raising boys, because boys are also humans, right? They
Yes.
also have the moments where they have to cry, and it's okay to express emotions. And I think that once they were really judged for that, once they felt guilty about it, so that's the time when they actually closing off to themselves. And there are a lot of men who are like suffering in silence, and
Yes.
it's really deteriorating their state of mind, their mental health.
Yeah. And well-being. You know what it is? It's that I understand the sadness is painful. A lot of people don't want to look at that pain, don't want to feel their feelings. One of the things that I recommend for people to really understand and know your feeling, befriend your feelings. If you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. It just, if you sit with that feeling for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, one day, then it will make a big difference, because then you will allow yourself to feel it. Ask yourself, what do you need at the moment? And it may be just a simple answer to that question, but if you don't allow yourself to feel the feeling and then just push it down and down every time that you have those feelings, then it's not good for your health, it's not good for your well-being. then you're just gonna, anger comes out of that eventually.
Right. And it's so true. And I think once we, people learn how to actually be open and process the emotions, the connections become stronger, the bonds become stronger, right? And I
Exactly.
think it's very important to have like this, tough conversation with each other, right? Not to be afraid, but kind of confront and speak up and say, hey, you know what? I really need that emotional connection, and
Yeah.
is there anything you can do to provide that for me, right? So obviously this is something that two partners can work together. Like if the person that doesn't express that emotional intimacy actually, listen to the partner, and that partner is supportive of them, and they do this, kind of together, I think the benefits are so great.
Yes. Yeah. Feel your
So
feelings.
yes, totally, totally. So the best advice for listeners is to, like check your emotional intimacy with the partner that you have,
Mhm.
and decide, is there anything you want to improve? Because I believe no matter how great relationship is, there is always room for improvement, right?
Oh my God, yes. I learn every day, and I'm still open to learning. And it's the way that I like to live, and I think that's we don't know what we don't know.
Exactly, right? It's all in our awareness, right? If we don't know about something, it doesn't mean it's not there. So, the good advice is to check your emotional intimacy and see what are the things you would like to change or improve. And then just have that tough conversation with the partner, right? Get
Yeah,
out of the comfort zone and start like really be an active participant in your relationship. Don't just, settle for mediocre. Make it amazing, because it's
yeah,
all up to you.
exactly. So open yourself up, have that heart to heart conversation, and you will see a lot will change after that.
Totally. So, if any questions you have, any comments, just comment below. Tell us anything that you would like to express, and all the best, and see you next